Erica Stanford asked about why she thinks teachers are on the top of the billing when it comes to catching COVID.
A 2022 Ministry of Health data found teachers have the highest self-reported case of COVID infection of any profession. Otago University researchers found teachers are the most susceptible when it comes to professions for long COVID. Why do you think that is?
Well, because they're surrounded by sick kids, I guess. I mean, that's the...
Yeah. So all I wanted to say is that much, so we can hear that they're surrounded by sick kids. The government knows that, and that prompts a new lines of question from Jack Tame, where he wants to know about the pledge that this government has made to have more kids at school for longer, as Chewy just said, even with a sniffle. Will that pledge, these are now my words, put teachers in harm's way who are already the unluckiest in the country, getting the worst amount of COVID? And the question is, will this government see, this is where the game starts getting played. Will this government mandate this so much just to make sure their numbers look good over and above the health of the students, the families, and the teachers? That's the concern. So they talk a little bit for a few minutes about that, then they come back to this part of the conversation around, sick kids going to school.
So your attendance and workforce goals are really clear. Do you think there is a risk that in trying to avoid disruption, trying to get more kids back in schools, which I think everyone agrees is a noble goal, you will inadvertently create more disruption by having more illness?
You're talking about the new guidelines for
Well, no,
illness.
you've set targets, for example, around school attendance, but at the same time, I've described to you, the pressures that are being caused by illness in schools already. And is there a tension there? Is there a risk that in prioritising school attendance and really pushing that issue, inadvertently, you're going to create a crisis whereby more teachers are sick?
Well, and also more students. That's the other thing. More teachers, more students, and that therefore means more people, because as Anna Brooks is just saying, they take it home. So, good question from Jack Tame, but he left out a part of the equation. Teachers, yes, because they're talking about teachers, but also students and those students' families. So it's a flow-on effect.
Well, what would you say I should do in that?
What we should say you should do is, if the child is sick, stay home. It's actually a really easy answer, Erica.
Super easy.
And you play kind of dumb here, like, well, what else could we possibly do? Yeah, if you're sick, stay home. Just thought I'd help you out.
Teachers are sick.
What would you say I should do in that? Just ask more children to stay away more often. I'm not going to do that, because we know.
Yes. More children to stay away more often if they're sick. But hear what she says straight away. I'm not going to do that. Why? Because they've said Labour attendance bad, national attendance better. So therefore, they actually can't tell sick kids to stay at home, because if they do, it'll be national attendance no better than Labour attendance bad, ipso facto, national attendance bad. So she says, I'm not going to do that. And it's not because it's for the health of the children, it's because it's for the policies of the National Party. Have a listen again.
And just ask more children to stay away more often. I'm not going to do that, because we know that every single day they spend at school is absolutely vital to their chances of getting NCEA. We know that. And in fact, we have to get the habit of regular attendance back into families' homes, because it's so vitally important.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what you're suggesting, but of course we want.
Sick children stay home. It's not that
Not even sick children, mate. Just like, if you're sick, don't think you have to be a fucking hero. Use your sick days. Make sure that you are setting the example, that you don't make your colleagues sick.
Yeah.
This is where it comes from, is that, yeah, you've got to go. You've just got to tough it out and soldier through. Like, I remember being so ropeable that a colleague of mine came to work with the flu and took out 6 of us over the next week. And he could have just taken the time.
Can I also suggest as well, though, there's an employment issue there as well. If you don't have enough sick days, it puts financial pressure on you to come to work sick. So maybe there is some legislation. This fucking government's not going to do it, but maybe there is some legislative changes that maybe there can be some kind of, as long as you get a doctor's certificate, 6 days don't really count. Those 5 days can be for whatever reason. Anything above that, you have to have a doctor's certificate, and I don't know, you get ACC, which is 80% of your wage or something like that, because I agree with you, Chewy. I would be ropeable. And actually, from a business point of view, your bosses should have been ropeable. They should have probably sent the person home because they made the workplace function much more poorly for probably the next 2 weeks, where however long it was.
And look, there's countries overseas and there's businesses that have unlimited sick days. And what they found is that people, they get a job and they generally want to work and make money. But, you give your staff unlimited sick days, people don't really tend to take the piss.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's keep going with Erica.
We want all of our children to be at school regularly. And yes, that may have an impact potentially on illness. And that's why we have to have more relievers. That's why we're looking at having better teacher supply. And I know it's...
Can I just say one more thing? Sorry to interrupt already. This is the second time in the last few days the government's done this. They say this is how we solve the problem. More teachers, more relievers, before they are able to solve the problem. Okay, so again, get more teachers, get more relievers, and then not worry about them being sick. But what you're saying is next week we could have a lot of sick teachers, but what we need to do over the next few years is get more teachers available. So the solution they're offering is we all want, I think, more teachers and more relievers, great, but it's not going to provide the answer for today. So I think that a half-paid, decent, honest group would first of all fix the problem of lacking numbers of teachers before they'd start throwing the other teachers into the COVID pool to make them sick with all their students who now have to come to school if they've only got a sniffle. That's what I think they need to start doing.
But the option to say, oh, well, just stay home from school more often is not an option for this government.
So your
truer words couldn't be said for this government, not for the health of the children, not for the health of the teachers, not for the health of the families, but, quote, for this government.
Efforts to increase the number of teachers and the number of people coming into the profession, like you said, is kind of a medium-term goal. Do you think, given the pressures facing teachers at the moment, do you think it's likely we are going to see more schools have to close down during the winter period, temporarily, because of illness?
Look, they're already having to do some of those things where they're putting classes together. And the schools do an absolutely incredible job managing some of these pressures while we are sorting out teacher supply. So they get classes together, they're rostering, different year groups. They do an incredible job. Like I say, I don't have a silver bullet. I can't magic up teachers today. I've been in the job 6 months. We've got plans.
So why are they making changes that require more teachers? That's the thing. It's like going, I've got a rugby team that needs 15 people. I've only got 9 people at the moment. Well, we're going to start playing the games now with 9 people. And what happens when you get an injury and you're down to 8 people? Well, we need to get some reserves. We don't have them now, but we need to. So we're going to start playing the game now with 8 people. It's just it's lunacy.
I know it's a really tough time for school, and we'll do everything we can to support them.